because it's so easy to revert back to that energy and that space that you don't want to necessarily be in. And it doesn't take long. It didn't take much. It can be a person, it can be a situation, it can be just the most randomest thing that occurs that really wants to pull and draw you back in. This morning I woke up and I was like, we are almost in November. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? So it is, for me, and it has been, a season of becoming this highest version of me, and what that looks like, and how I can continue to show up for myself, my business, in so many different ways at a time where we don't always feel motivated, but we have to be disciplined enough to show up for ourselves, for our businesses, each and every day. Listen, I know it's tough. I know it's tough. I know it is, sometimes it's a challenge because we, as I like to put it, we wake up on the wrong side of the bed and we need some get right. I say, you know what? I need some get right this morning. Now, often that comes in the form of coffee. Like, coffee's just going to make it better. It's going to get me together. It's going to make everything just okay for the moment because it tastes so good. Now, that's my preference. I love coffee. Iced coffee. I'm an iced coffee girl. But nonetheless, we often need some get right in the morning. And that get right is us really conditioning ourselves, preparing ourselves for the day, preparing for ourselves for the day that is ahead and what we need to be doing. So I've been on this becoming her journey. It's been fun, but it's also been, it's been hard. It's been hard. It's been hard to really show up for myself, for my business each and every day. But it's one of those things, like I said, I always say we have to really empower ourselves. And we have to not just empower ourselves, motivate ourselves, and understand what it is that we're like shooting for. What is your goal? What are you striving for? Because when you understand that, then it helps you become disciplined. It helps you understand the importance of doing the things that you need to do each and every day to get up and win for yourself, to really walk into that becoming. So this becoming journey has been a journey. It's been lots of fun. It's been fun. And I say it's fun because I've learned so much about who I am. And I think that's what this is all about, is learning more about yourself so that as you begin to grow, as you learn, you are able to really just keep reaching those higher levels, because the fact that at each step of the way, there are lessons, and you're learning, and you're growing, and you're growing, and you're learning. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's been good. It's been really, really good. So ultimately, as you're becoming that highest version of yourself, you have to define what that really looks like. What does that look like for you? Because for me, it can look something totally different. For the next person, it can look totally different. So you need to be able to define what becoming looks like for you. And once you define what that looks like, then it's time to really put in the action and how you're going to show up for yourself to become that version of you, to become who you are aspiring to be each and every day. And it checks you so much, because once you put it out there, once you write it down, once you define it, once you really commit to being that highest version of yourself, it literally checks you each and every day, every situation, every circumstance. It checks you to say, wait a minute, this is not who you said that you were becoming. So you need to, bring it back a little bit and then move forward. So it's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing journey. However, this journey, I was like, you know what? I don't want this just to be a becoming, kind of theme that I've learned many lessons and it has empowered me on this journey, but it has empowered me to a point where I wanted to be so much more. So that's where, I have the podcast that I share, just tips and tools and resources of becoming and being on this journey. Anytime I'm having conversations with someone, I'm always encouraging, the next person to make sure you step into who you're trying to become, because we have to really, we have to be mindful. We have to really make sure we're focused and it's a priority, because it's so easy to slip back into that person. It's easy to slip back into that mode. So think about it this way, how at the beginning of the year, or sometimes at the end of the year, we have these, these New Year's goals and these New Year's resolutions and everything else that everyone is just on fire and excited for. And let's go to the gym and let's lose weight and let's start this, let's launch this, let's do all of the above, right? So we're excited with that thing. And then, we have that excitement that lasts for so many weeks or maybe a couple of months. And then we slowly but surely start kind of reverting back into that person that wasn't really focused on the goals, or that person that really wasn't committed. And we have to really understand why that is. Because I almost feel like you have to walk into that new person and who you are. How can you walk into that new person that you're trying to become? So it's that highest version of you. How can you walk into that highest version of you? Because it's so easy to revert back to that energy and that space that you don't want to necessarily be in. And it doesn't take long. It didn't take much. It can be a person. It can be a situation. It can be just the most randomest thing that occurs that really wants to pull and draw you back in. So you have to, like each and every day, you have to be intentional about becoming. You have to be intentional. And so that's the challenge. That is the challenge in this whole thing is, are you ready? Are you ready to really position yourself to become that highest version of you? Now, some of us may want to attach a different name to it and say, maybe that's your alter ego, whatever works best for you. I say, do it. Others are just like, I'm going to become this. This is who I'm trying to become. This is the highest version of me. This is what the highest version of me looks like. And define it. And don't just define it, but write it down. Put it on a board. Put it on, you have to write it down. Put it on a vision board. Put it on your wall. Put it wherever you need to put it. But you have to define it, because in those moments when the situations, the circumstances, the people, whatever it is that tries to pull you back, because it's going to be a pulling that tries to pull you back, you can say, this does not line up. This does not match up. This is not aligned with the person that I am becoming. This does not line up with who I am becoming. And we almost need to really evaluate the things that we're doing as we are on this journey of becoming, to make sure it does line up, because you become the highest version of you. And as you're walking that thing, you are able to, like, you see what you've accomplished. You see all the good things that is occurring. And then it allows you to look at what you've accomplished up to this point as becoming the highest in the growth that you have achieved so that you can keep going, keep striving, keep reaching. So that's why this whole becoming thing, like, it is a never ending journey. It is a never ending journey because I feel like you don't reach a point where you're like, you know what? I am absolutely here. I'm there, I'm there. Now, mind you, it is about mastering self. It is all about mastering self. And there's always going to be those little things that come in, those distractions, those things that try to, knock us off our game internally, externally. There's always going to be those things. But if you keep your eyes on the prize and you know what becoming her, becoming him looks like, that's why we write it out and define it. Because when you define something, you can see it each and every day and you can understand it. And with seeing it and visualizing it, it helps you continue to push forward. It helps you in those moments when you're like, okay, I'm about to revert. I'm about to revert back. Nope. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. Because as we're walking into our greatness, as we're creating our desired reality, we have to continue to push forward. We have to leave those, that old, that we walk into a new person is what it is. You walk into a new you. And when you walk into a new you, that means that the things that the old you did, you can't participate and entertain some of those things, most of those things, because you're a new person. So becoming her, becoming him, this is a lifelong journey. And I feel like there's levels so that as you continue to grow, you unlock another level. Let's just keep unlocking levels as we go. I don't know about you, but I'm very competitive and I love to win. So as you continue to grow, you continue to become this highest version of you. Maybe you're at, level 1 and you're like, you know what? I'm aspiring to reach that level 2 and whatever that looks like. I'm aspiring to reach level 3 and whatever that looks like. And you keep going up. No one wants to go down. And that's where when the mastery part of who you are and recognizing those things that just all of a sudden pop up, you see it for what it is. So you don't entertain. You don't allow it to distract you because you're continuing to grow. So those things that may have triggered you or bothered you in the past, it just keeps going. And you're unbothered. You're not affected. You're unbothered because you see who you're trying to become. And you recognize in order for that to happen, you have to operate on a different level. You have to bring different energy. You can't participate with the energies that is going on. Because what's going to happen is it's going to drag you. Oh, it's going to bring you back. And you don't want that.